Woo! All right. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. I just think that we picked the wrong team in 5. Officially, LeBron loses again. Back-to-back years in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Wow. And in 5 games, I might add. Let's talk about it. Yes, I'm wearing a Lakers jersey. I am a Laker fan. I got some hot takes, and I hope you stick around to listen to them because, man, oh man, do I have stuff to say. So, I never thought in my wildest dreams that the Lakers were going to just straight up lose this series. You got Luka Doncic at the trade deadline. You traded away AD, injury prone, might I add. AD, although massive defensive threat, for Luka. And 10 out of 10, 100 times out of 100, you make the trade, right? You acquire Luka Doncic. You have to. I mean, there's just no way. You have to. However, there's a flip side of that. We all knew when this trade was made, this was not a win-now trade. This was a trade for the future. You set yourself up for the next 10 years post the LeBron James era. Now, if you're LeBron James, you're competing every year. So this puts you at a heavy disadvantage. And as we learned in this series, having Anthony Davis would have made the difference. Having a Mark Williams would have made the difference in this series. And I think if you had either one of those players, I think you got this. You got this series. Ultimately, we can't go back in time and we can't change that. So now that the Lakers have been eliminated, you have to sit back and wonder what went wrong. Size. That's number one. Size is what went wrong in this playoff series. The Lakers were so small. Austin Reeves, who cooked defenders all season long, looked like a shell of himself. Absolutely, oh my God. He looked like a two-way player. He looked like a guy that went undrafted. And I love Austin Reeves. I do. He's a great playmaker. He made a name for himself in that 2022-2023 playoff series against Memphis when he was screaming, "I am him." Okay, I love that series. Going up against Dylan Brooks and them boys and Ja, and it was awesome. But he just looked like a shell of himself, man. I mean, genuinely, he looked afraid. He looked scared. He looked like he didn't belong on the court. And, I mean, Dalton Connect, no minutes. Jackson Hayes, no minutes. Insanity. So, you can't say that size wasn't an issue here, because it was. The Timberwolves were deeper. They had the better bench. And I think they had the better superstar. Anthony Edwards got up every game and never let up. He said, I'm going to go into every single game and I'm going to crush my opponent. Last year, he did it with KD. This year, he did it to LeBron. And I think that he is collecting might I say, my hero infinity stones of the NBA. He took down KD, he took down LeBron. Hell, who knows? It might be Steph Curry, who he takes down in the next round. Who knows? Which is absolutely insane. But another big moment or big thing that I would mention in this video is that I simply don't think in this new Luka era that LeBron James can be your second best option. I just don't think that he is capable anymore of making critical game time decisions in the clutch to wheel the team to victory anymore. And I know that's harsh, but I have watched every single playoff game religiously. I've been to some of them. And the same thing happens every time. They get close, and in the fourth quarter, they just implode. I mean, it is not even funny how many times in the fourth quarter they will have leads. They will have leads after leads after leads, and in the fourth quarter, they'll just explode. They're just like, all right, fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. All right, time to check out. So what I mean by this is like LeBron with a terrible inbound pass, fouling Ant on that last play. Multiple times he has not showed up in the fourth quarter. And Luka is 25 years old. I will forgive him for sure. Absolutely. He's still super young. He is not even in his prime yet, arguably, really, which is crazy to think that. I just don't think that LeBron James is capable of making these critical decisions to win an NBA Finals anymore. Now, he can be on an NBA Finals team. Absolutely. I just don't think that next to Luka, he can be the number 2 option. So I think in the offseason, I think LeBron's going to definitely need to take less money to make cap space, to clear up some money to get more size. Obviously this has to happen because there's no way in hell, there's no way on earth that the Lakers are going to go through another offseason without getting a center. Because that's what they did last year before the beginning of this season when they still had AD. We all knew as fans, as the NBA, the Lakers need to get a center. And what did they do? They did not get a center. So there you go. And I mean, arguably you could say, hey, if you had AD, you win this series. And honestly, I would agree. I think if AD was on the floor, I think the pick and roll between LeBron and AD would have chewed the Timberwolves like Swiss cheese. That isn't what happened though. We got Luka, which is awesome. We're prepared for the next 10 years post LeBron. But I don't think this team, and amongst all other NBA circles, was saying, hey, this team is ready to win right now. So there is a lot of optimism around the Lakers, I would say. As a fan, as an NBA fan, I would say also, there is optimism. But man, this sucks because everyone knows that when the Lakers are doing well, the NBA is doing well. But man, oh man, Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves are on fire. Ant is insane. If you are not watching this man play, please watch him because he is unbelievable. And then in the next round, you're either going up against Steph Curry, and that is going to be lights out cinema. That's going to be so good. That might actually be the best second round matchup in the NBA playoffs. That or OKC versus Nuggets, Clippers, whoever they end up playing. But man, oh man, Ant is the real deal. The Lakers lose in 5. It's just, man, they picked the wrong team in 5. And I just don't think, as presently constructed, this team is capable of winning anymore. I used to think that the players on the Nuggets, Jamal Murray, Jokic, they just turned into superhuman beings whenever it came time in the crunch to win games. Jamal Murray, playoff riser, would kill the Lakers every single time. Inside of 2 minutes, he's like, okay, green bar, I'm not missing. Ridiculous. But you know what else happened? Bonehead turnovers, bonehead mistakes, and then the Lakers end up losing the game. And the same thing happened in this series. They didn't show up to play. Game 5, they said, you either got 2 options. We're either getting on a plane to Minneapolis and we're going to play, or Minnesota, and we're going to go play against the Timberwolves on Friday, or this other plane is going to Cancun. And I think at some point during that game, or even before the game even started, the Lakers are like, yep, we're going to Cancun. So that's where it's at. The Lakers lose again, like I said, in 5 games. The Lakers let choke. The Lakers are let over. And I don't know what's going to happen in the offseason, but they damn well sure better get a center. Otherwise, I don't know if I can take this anymore. So let me know in your comments down below. Did you watch this game? Did you watch the implosion of the Lakers? But hey, listen, next season, totally different story. You get Luka for the whole season. Please, Rob Pelinka, get a big. You need a sizable center. And I think you're going to have different outcomes. But hot take, I don't think LeBron can be the number 2 option, especially in the fourth quarter. You're going to need somebody else that is a lot younger that is going to be able to carry that load. And I think this game and this series with back-to-back first-round exits shows that. Peace.